What does it mean to dominate? It's defined as to have commanding influence on or to exercise control over. Let me ask you this, when I read that, does it make you feel uncomfortable when I say that word? Well, I've got news for you. You were meant to dominate. Yeah, that's right, I said it, but not over other people. Dominate the old you that says you're not skilled enough. Dominate the old you that says I'm too afraid of success. It's time to dominate today. We invite you to join our series of trainings designed to help powerful entrepreneurs just like you. Whether it's business development, branding, real estate, book publishing, or whatever the case may be, we've got you covered. Listen, don't put off another 6 months what you know you should do today. See you soon.
Welcome back. We're with our second episode with Dr. Joe Dudley, one of my favorites, inspiration, a pioneer in entrepreneurship and business. And we're talking to him about building a entity. And so far what we've learned is in order to build, you have to start with people. That was one of the main messages we got in the first segment. Was in order to build, you have to deal with people. And that's what Mr. Dudley has done over the years. Can you tell us, in taking over from Mr. Fuller and getting your company, was it hard to get people to join you in that plight?
I don't think so. It's always a challenge. Anything that's worthwhile, it's have to come through some challenge, and that was. But Mr. Fuller, a great role model, and being able to, I wish I did listen to him. Other people follow. What you do, if you follow somebody will follow you. Mm-hmm. Whatever you sow is what you reap.
Yes.
I followed Mr. Fuller without reservation, without procrastination. Mm-hmm. I followed him. Mm-hmm. If he said right, I went right. Mm. So that was easier for me than most people.
Sure.
Because I decided, look, I don't know this. I got to find somebody that done something, he can show me, and he did something, and he showed me. It wasn't difficult.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Awesome. And the growth of our people really depends on that. It depends on the backbones of those that have done it, and the willingness of those that have done it to be pioneers and show others what to do and how to do. In this day and age, and now you're dealing with the youth, and I know we're going to go back to some more of your plight and your journey, but in this day and age, in dealing with the youth, and I know that your son and your daughter are now involved in the company and everything, are you finding it harder to get the younger people to tune into that? Because sometimes they don't listen to what the elders say. They want to make their own way. So do you find it harder talking to them?
Well, not really, because if you know how to get them to listen, mm-hmm. I think we blame the young people sometimes, but we got to look at ourselves. Are we a great communicator? Mm-hmm. If we communicate proper in their language and understand, they like listening to you, but you must have something worthwhile mm-hmm. to talk to them about, and it must be worthwhile to them.
Yes.
Yeah, so mm-hmm. I don't think it's difficult, mm-hmm. but you got to make sure that you're solid yourself. Mm-hmm. And we want people to listen to what we say We need to get them to listen to what we do and how we do it. And we must know that if we do it right, say it right, there's no big problem.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's a good talking point, or, good point about, how do you reach people, right? And so there is a bit of a secret to reaching, right? And a lot of times what I think we do is we look internally, and as opposed to, I've done this, I'm doing this. But what is helpful to people, especially in leadership position, is understanding who you are talking to or reaching. So am I on the right track there, or what is the secret that we have to do to help people to grow and to connect with us?
I think one thing we have to do, we got to learn how to be an example of doing, not from just talking.
Right.
I think that's what we need to do. If we do that, I don't think we have a problem. A lot of people ask me, how are you able to get your kids to work with you? Well, I was able to do that because I worked with Mr. Fuller. They watched me. And therefore, Mr. Fuller told me, he taught me how to create my own opportunity. And be able to become a job maker. Therefore, my kids have created their own job. None of my kids pretty much, in length of time, work somewhere else. They have their own business. And they saw the joy that we got from the business of being self-employed. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
Well, I'm gonna read you what you said to me that stood out the most in this part of our conversation. You said the most important thing is to invest in yourself. Growing yourself is so important, not just learning for yourself. Don't look at the money without looking at how to add growth to yourself. If you work with others, you want for their growth, and in their success, you gain long-term growth. Well, I want to ask, I know you said you went on to say that you know, there were others that grew past you in dollars and cents, but you gained so much more than just the value of the money in your growth and in your lifetime. And I want to ask you, and I know that I do appreciate every time we talk, and every time, you know, someone asks me, well, where'd you meet him? I go into a shiver of saying, yes, I know this man that put some of these nuggets in my mind. And you didn't put him in my mind as a young person. I was already an older person, and, you know, trying to get little growth. So I want to ask you, you deal with all ages with this message. This message covers a blanket of people. How would we get this message, if nothing else, that message of growth and investing in self? What would you say would be a platform for us to get that out? I know we got social media and we got, you know, all the networks and all of that. But when we're talking to some of these people that don't hear it all the time, some that are in the dark and don't have it all the time, what would be a good platform to get this out?
I think one thing we need to understand, that God made us in his image. We're no accident in this world. He brought us here for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
We got to ask ourselves, are we fulfilling our purpose of being here? Now, the purpose for living is to grow, improve ourselves. We're not getting better, we're getting worse.
Yes.
Then we must understand too, every disadvantage, there is an opportunity for us to grow. So I think we have to get people to read, learn, and it says a reading person is a person that can change a lot of people's thinking. Are we getting better than we were yesterday? What are we hoping for? Where are we going? What are we doing? And that's what we must constantly look for, look to growing, to reach and make a difference in this world. You're getting better or you're getting worse. What are you hoping for? What are you dreaming for? What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? I always like to say, thank you, God. Open up my eyes so I can see the goodness that you have on earth for me now. I'm looking for something. What I'm looking for, what I'm hoping for. Write down the dreams that you want. Where do you see yourself going? What do you need to get you where you want to get? You know, a lot of people are saying, the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures.
Yes.
You need to say, I want the Lord to be my shepherd. Now, when the Lord is my shepherd, then I shall not want. But right now, the devil sends me my shepherd, and I'm wanting for everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, but when he is my shepherd, I shall not want.
Yes.
Boy, that's powerful. That is
powerful. And we're going to close out our second session with Dr. Joe Dudley. Oh my goodness, what a phenomenal way to end this second session. And thank you for being with us. Thank you for tuning in. Tune in next time. Thank you.